Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know who it is, the Cat in the Hatch, resident fly guy. Well, today I got my beret on, so the Cat in the beret. Your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michelangelo, StyleArchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to this lifestyle thing. I know I'm a little late. I was leaving the Instagram, I sound like an old dude. I was leaving Instagram after doing an Insta Live, and so I apologize. I ran a little bit late, but we are here. We're back here, and I'm with my wonderful homies here, all my good fellow fly guys. So I hope that this Wednesday is showing up, helping you show up and show out in style. And remember, this is the opportunity for us to interact with one another. And so I just want to give you guys some updates on where everything is going, so that you guys can get a better understanding. So a few things may happen coming into the next month of April. Handicap Visions, thank you very much. You know I always appreciate you, sir. Hope you're having a great day. And so, as you know, I'm still figuring out this whole YouTube thing and what works for me. After putting up the Thai video yesterday, I started realizing me putting out daily content is cool and I'm committed to it, but I'm going to start anticipating how I can be more strategic about it. So I haven't determined or not whether the quality is up to par. I know that yesterday, and I have to apologize to you, that was not my best work. That was rushed, and it wasn't something that I was super proud of. It was just something that I was like, it needed to be out, so I got it out, and I was proud in that space, but I wasn't proud of the quality, the qualitative type of work. And some of you guys may not even have noticed that, but I know what I'm capable of, and so I have to always promote the very best version of who I am. It's what I tell you guys, and so I have to make sure that I'm doing that myself. And I started to question, is that going to be feasible? You know, is that a doable thing, doing something daily? As you've seen on the actual channel page, I technically am supposed to be promoting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But that hasn't really happened because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna put out content every day. My big bro, Style OG, puts out content every day. And I'm like, if he can do it, I can do it, right? Which is possible. But I've also noticed, and this is no slight to Style OG because he's doing an amazing job, but I also noticed that I can do a little bit more on the production side than he can, and I can help tell a story, whereas Style OG just wants to give you the information quick, fast, and in a hurry. You know that I can be long-winded. You know that I can ramble. Willie Mays, what's going on, family? Peace, King. How are you? Hope everything is well. And so I want to tell you guys stories, and I want to create narratives behind the concepts that I'm talking about. And I can't do that qualitatively in a 4 to 6 hour period, even when it comes to uploading, because last night, again, this upload is taking me much longer than I anticipate. And so we're still adjusting. We're still figuring out how we can do that. I would rather scale back and do 3 videos a week so that we can talk about dating and relationships and love and all of those wonderful attributes, considering that my age group is now like 22 to about 40. It's a very big age gap, but I can talk in several different aspects about, you know, dating, and what aspects of dating we're going through. I can talk about style, but style doesn't have to be so fashion driven, because I'm just not a fashion driven guy. I'm not. I don't really care about fashion. I care about you figuring out who you are from a stylistic standpoint and then being able to stand on that. A lot of people will say, well, you got to be able to switch it up and this, that, and the third, which is very true. I feel like every guy needs to be able to switch up his personal style for casual situations, for work situations, and then for social situations, as well as the intimate situations, but those kind of tie themselves into social situations. But you shouldn't be switching up like an entire look. Like, the scariest thing for me when I'm looking at a guy that I find myself like cringing with is if he is one way, one in one space or one situation, and is a completely different person or completely different, you know, representation of himself in another situation. Quick story. Saw this dude, and I may have told you guys a story, but it's still relevant here. So I had one of my close friends. He was like, "Yeah, man, we've been trying to court this dude for this contract. He's in contracting." Contracting. And so he was saying they were trying to court this dude for this contract. He was like, so man, you know, we gotta grab him, we gotta get him. So we followed him. He was stalking him a little bit because he needed this contract to this event. And it's an event I was pretty aware of. I knew about it. Bertram McCray, blessed man, blessed king. Hope you're having a great one. Thank you guys for joining. And so what he ended up doing, he was like, yeah, you know, we're gonna show up and we just gonna rap with him and kind of, you know, hit him with all this flyness. He'll appreciate it. We'll have a conversation. It'll be dope. We get to the event. Not fool. He wasn't a fool. But this dude is older than we are. So he's in his late 30s. Came in with a camouflage. Mind you, this is like a spring formal type of event or like an end of summer formal type of event. So it's supposed to be like a dressy type of situation. So fam comes in these camo pants that are dumb tight. I'm talking about jump up and down to get in tight. He has on this black V-neck t-shirt, which was fine, and then he has on this dumb short and tight jacket. Now the jacket fabric was kind of dope, but like everything else was off about it. And it had glasses on. Sunglasses on, and I was like, bro, like for real, like that's what we doing, that's how we moving. And so it spoke to him wanting to be fashionable. And I know this seems like this is off topic, but this is actually what I'm talking about when I say you have to be careful about what you tie yourself to. Like so many people are just so quick to say, oh, I'm gonna tie myself to this. I'm gonna tie myself to this trend. I'm gonna tie myself to this concept. I'm gonna tie myself to this belief. And they don't know shit about it. They don't know anything about it. And they're tying themselves to it. They're saying like, yes, this is what I believe. This is what I stand on. This is what I'm aligning myself with. And that's dangerous because if you don't, right, if you haven't researched yourself, then you're blindly believing or aligning yourself with something that could potentially be in total contradiction to who you are and what you represent. This could have you outside literally looking crazy like my man, right? And so when you're constructing your consciousness and the thoughts that you want to express, you need to first figure out who you are and what you believe, what your perspectives are on things. And don't be so superficial with it. What happens for a lot of guys is they say, oh, well, this is what I believe. And then they don't ask themselves why, or they say, this is what I believe, and there's no depth or nuance to what they're thinking about. If I'm talking to somebody about why they believe that every man should have a suit, and they can't tell me why in a modern day society, you know, and they just hit me with, well, because you may be going to dinner. Dinners don't require that you have suits on anymore. Well, you may be going to a funeral. Funerals don't require that you have that suit on anymore. Like, if you go to a wedding, again, all these things are superficial elements because we haven't started having a conversation about, yo, what is the undertone, the underbelly of a suit? A suit is a uniform, a suit is armament, and a suit is an opportunity for you to show honor and homage to the spaces that you're in, right? So now I know why I believe wearing a suit is beneficial and why every man should potentially look to have a suit in his wardrobe. But we're not looking deeply enough into those different types of spaces. And so we tie ourselves to something without having a true understanding of it, and that makes us look truly ignorant. That makes us look like we're just saying something to say something. Have you guys ever dealt with somebody who you're like, oh, they're having a conversation, like it was basketball season, so you'll have a conversation with somebody, and I've been this dude, so I know that you probably have had this conversation, where you just start debating about something and you ain't got no type of stats, you ain't got no type of, you know, factual information. You just got your opinion. LeBron is the best basketball player ever. Man, you must be crazy. Jordan is the best basketball. Man, you must be crazy. Kobe is the best basketball player, right? So two things have happened in those spaces because I've gotten into these arguments. You don't have any facts, but you also haven't set the context for the conversation. So you're tying yourself to something that you may not actually even believe. Because if we start talking about impact, then Jordan may be the biggest player, the greatest player to ever play the game because he transformed the culture of basketball, right? But if you're talking about points and abilities and athleticism, LeBron may be the very best player that ever lived, right? Or if we talk about skill set, championships, all those different types of things, we may go back to Jordan. If we talk about, attitude and all these other different types of things, which we probably wouldn't, Kobe may be the best. But they're all great, by the way, right? They all are powerful individuals. But if we add context to the conversation, then we know what we're tying ourselves to. And that's the thing, is a lot of times we end up being emotionally driven when we're starting to construct what we tie ourselves to. Even in a stylistic standpoint, I'll talk to a lot of guys about why you're buying whatever you're buying. And a lot of that stuff is ego driven. It may be because you don't see yourself as this qualitative being who doesn't need a lot of different types of things. You may find yourself insecure about your image, and so you try to you overcompensate by purchasing a lot of unnecessary things. All these different types of elements will create an emotional response, and men are responders. We want to know that what we do is appreciated or effective or engaging, right? So we're looking for responses. That's just how we operate as men most of the time. And so you'll have that situation, and you don't even know why you tied yourself to that look or why you tied yourself to those people, and it doesn't really change. I've noticed, like, I kept on thinking, like, oh man, when I'm 40, I'm just gonna know myself, boy. I'm gonna be out here killing the game. And I see 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, like, still doing the same thing. Like, I tell 20-year-olds, just know you never really leave junior high or high school. You still have all these cliques. You still have all these little people who are bullies. You still have all these people who want to be cool and want to fake the funk. And you very rarely have those individuals like you did in high school who are unabashedly, unapologetically who they are. Not making any apologies, whether they're a nerd, whether they are just quirky, whether they are fun. You know, they just are who they are with no questions or apologies about their expression, because they've tied themselves to who they are. And it's interesting that those people are the ones that we genuinely are interested in. Even if in high school we don't really hang out with them because they're weird, right? We're intrigued by them. We're seduced by their ability to be authentic. And as we get older, these are the people that we actually want to be around, even if we never do put ourselves around them. Because those are the people. Oh, what's going on, Mr. Master Yip? Thank you for joining us. I hope that the conversation is saying something to you guys. And yo, give me some feedback. Is this beneficial to you guys? Is this speaking to you guys? Am I giving you some food for thought? Some stuff that you can add into your personal style? Please let me know, because I don't want to be rambling on here for 13 minutes, and I could have got off 15 minutes ago. That would have put us in negative, actually. I could have got off 10 minutes ago if it wasn't beneficial to you guys. All right, appreciate you, Master Yip. The rest of my other folks, please let me know. My people watching the recording, please let me know. So in this space, if you're having a conversation with somebody and you actually see the authenticity of who they are and what they've tied themselves to, and they've studied it, right? So first and foremost, that means that they've studied themselves. Whew. Yo, what would happen if you guys just studied yourself for like a year? Like, I'm talking about cognitively. So what are my like strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are my childhood traumas that are still affecting me today? What are like my happiest moments? What are the things that bring me joy? What are the things that actually bring my energy down, bring my energy up? What type of food should I be eating? What is my blood type? Tell me when it comes to those things. What does my health look like mentally, physically, as well as spiritually? How do I find my love? What does love look like to me? What is that thing? What do those things mean to me, right? What if you asked yourself all those questions and really learned about yourself for a year? So much so that nobody else could tell you about yourself at your core. Now they can make observations. They could create perspective for you to evaluate certain things, right? But nobody could really tell you about yourself. I was just watching something with a gentleman named Seth Godin. If you guys don't know who Seth Godin is, this amazing author who wrote this book called Lynchpin, but he's written like 12 books apparently. That's a bestseller. I only knew him from Lynchpin. Now I'm gonna go do some research on him. And one of the things that he said was Facebook actually knows you. Oh man, Willie Mays, that means something. That's so important to me. Thank you so much. So Seth Godin, real words. Yo, Ryan, and I got your responses. I apologize. Yesterday, I meant to hit you. You know the worst person to... Man, listen. I'm trying to tell you, the worst person, as Ryan just said, you can front on is yourself. Message, I'm just saying. Okay, so in this space, what ended up, he was talking about was that Facebook knows us better than our partners, parents, because what they're doing is they're studying everything that we're going to, what we're checking on, how we're moving, what we're... what we're frequenting, right? And what it can do is it can create this algorithm that appeals to you specifically to draw you into a ad or to, something new that they have expressed. And if they're seeing this sentiment over and over in a social culture or in a society as a whole, then they'll start introducing other elements to the algorithm or to the website. Or to the platform, because it's no longer just a website. So in these spaces, what would happen if you took your time to really study who you are and tie yourself first to yourself? Tie yourself to your happiness. Tie yourself to your exploration. Tie yourself to your mastery. And then from there, you said, okay, now I can start moving in these communal spaces, in these settings, because now I know that I'm authoring authenticity and I'm authoring my own well-being in these spaces. These are the things that I actually want to create for myself. What would happen then? Who would you end up showing up as? What would your style be? What would your conversation and your interaction be? Because then you would know certain things. You wouldn't just know your strengths, you would also know your weaknesses. And you would either double down on your strengths, as Tim Ferriss will talk about. Tim Ferriss is like, yo, why would you even worry about a weakness when you could just double down on your strengths and make yourself that much stronger? Or you could take another approach where, and I don't know if it was Simon Sinek or maybe it was Gary Vee. Somebody said that, sometimes this is good to work on your weaknesses, right? To get stronger in certain spaces. But in either one of those cases, you'll learn about who you are in that space. And then you'll start cultivating an awareness that says, I'm educating myself on the things that I'm tying myself to. And you may find that you're not going to tie yourself to anything, because if you tie yourself to something, and that actually is what faith is or belief is. Belief is actually you tying yourself, you aligning yourself with something. And when we align ourselves with a belief or a perspective, we believe in it, then we are actually, when we're tied to it, we're forced to defend it. Right? That's one of the reasons why they say that you'll never change somebody's belief system, because that person believes something, they're going to do anything that they can to defend it, right? They're going to do anything that they can to make sure that it is in alignment with their personal perspective, because if they don't, that could be the end of their world. That's why religion, talking to somebody about their religion, is so dangerous. And we're not going to talk about that, but it can be so explosive, because you're talking about somebody's world. You're talking about their core values. And so that's a dangerous conversation, because even if I'm able to prove you wrong, right? Facts, all those other different types of things, doesn't change your belief. And so it's important for you to understand that, listen, even if you believe something, it's not about it being right or wrong. Does it give you, through that belief system, the ability to learn something new, to gain access to a new perspective, to a new point of view? And that's something that you have to learn about yourself. And it's not wrong if you're like, no, it's not going to, and I'm okay with that. Great. You know that about yourself. Personally, I'm a person who's like, yo, I'm a learner. I want to learn. I want to challenge certain things, and there are things that resonate with me, and that is that's some of my truth. If it resonates with me, then I want to explore it more. And if it doesn't, I throw it over my shoulder, and I just appreciate the perspective that somebody else created for me. And so it's important that you understand these little nuanced elements of yourself, because those are the things that make you magnetic. Those are the things that draw you in. Those are the things that create this dynamic that says, yo, who is that? When you just walked into the room. Those are the dynamics that actually pull your ensembles together and tie them to your walk, your talk. Think about if you know yourself that well and you start saying, oh yeah, you know, I tend to have a little stretch, you know, on my trousers because when I'm walking, you know what I'm saying, I like to take them wide steps. I like people to know I'm here, right? I need my jacket to be a little fuller in the chest and in the side seams because, you know, I like to talk with my hands and move, you know what I'm saying? So we got to be able to move with it, right? All these little nuanced things create reinforcements for your style, or they contradict them. And then people are forced to tie themselves to your contradictory statements or those statements that you've aligned yourself with. And I would rather you be the latter, showing up steadfast, standing on your square, and speaking your authentic truth. That's what everybody should tie themselves to. So I want you to try that on, see how it fits you. Listen, guys, before you hop off, if you are on or following me on Instagram, please make sure that you check us out tonight at 7:30 p.m. I'm going to be doing an Insta Live with my partner, Jacob, who is a brand strategist. He is a clothier. He is doing quite a few things. I don't remember everything. I'll know that tonight. We're going to do an interview with him about building your personal brand, developing your personal identity, and what that means for you financially, socially, and in a interpersonal type of situation. So I want you to join me for that. 6:30, we still will be dropping our content. Again, let me know quality-wise, especially you guys who are on right now, what you would think about me doing something 3 days a week where I actually can focus on production value, on what is beneficial to you. And Ryan, again, I am answering your questions today. Or if you just want those 7-day-a-week videos, and you will take the sacrifice for production. And when I say production, I'm talking about like B-roll. I'm talking about more visual examples. I'm talking about some videos, because the people that I am watching and I'm admiring are on both sides, right? I have Style OG, who is just attrition is crazy. Like, he's just knocking out videos every day. But I have noticed that with him, the information is dope, the conversations are dope, even the B-roll is starting to pick up a little bit. But I'm also looking at my abilities, and I see somebody like Charisma on Command. I see somebody like Alex Costa. I look at Gents Lounge. And what's my take on Gorham Brothers hats in Midtown Atlanta? I think that they're awesome. Gorham Brothers is awesome in Midtown. Gorham Brothers is awesome, generally speaking, because what they've done is they have made sure that they educate their salespeople. So they're very knowledgeable in a lot of ways. Tested certain things out, like just how to pick up a hat, how to clean a hat, all these other different types of things. And not all of them, but most of them are very knowledgeable. And it's a cool hat store. I'm not necessarily a fan of the design, because I think that they're trying to be fashionable. It's not my thing, but their classic hats are good. I actually had like 4 or 5 of their hats. I've gotten rid of I think all of them. And that was just because I just upgraded, got Borsalinos and Stetsons. But yeah, they're great. I would recommend them. I would tell you to check out Growing Brothers online. I think they just brought their new spring collection out, so check them out. Yeah, so outside of that, just tell me, feedback, guys, on whether you want that, because again, putting out a video every day is a lot. But you guys are worth it, and I'm committed to it because I said I was, but I also want to make sure that I'm giving you guys stuff that is actually beneficial to you. I don't want to just put out something. I feel you, Ryan. I feel you. I'm talking about, I guess, what I'm talking about is quality. Quality content, because I'm definitely gonna keep on giving it to you. Over the last 5 years, I've actually realized this is my purpose: is conversations and having conversations with you. So I'm looking to be a better conversationalist, even though this was a contradictory. So we're gonna talk about body language. If you scratch your eye, you scratch your ear whenever you're saying something, that usually means you don't believe what you're saying, what you're seeing yourself saying, or what you're hearing. Anywho, I believe what I'm saying. My eye just itched. But yeah, I want to make sure. Okay, Ryan, that's good feedback. So Willie Mays, Master Yip, and why do I always forget your name, fam? And you're my favorite. You're my homie. You know what I'm talking about. Charge to my mind, not my heart. Just let me know on whether you guys think about what you think about the quality as well. It doesn't have to be right now. I just want you to review some of the other videos, because again, production is not just production. I also write. I also create treatments, and then I also have to. My mind is going to shit right now. That means I've been on here too long. And then I also have to edit, do post-production as well. So over the course, what I realized is during the week, what I'm scheduling is writing Monday through Friday, so that Saturday I can record. But Saturday is a long recording day, because I'm then recording 6 videos, and then the 7th on Sunday is supposed to be voiceover work for these story ofs. Those are just very, very difficult, and I'm learning them. And honestly, guys, I've been scared to put them out because it's feeling like it's gonna be shit. So I've been scared, but I'm gonna put it out. But like I said, I just want to make sure that everything is qualitative there. Outside of that, we're gonna keep it pushing, and I'm going to determine, after listening to you guys, after seeing some of the responses online for watch time, all those different types of things, what is beneficial for you guys. So first and foremost, thank you for staying on. Like, all 4 of you guys stayed on. My word, that is appreciated. Oh, I was hoping it was gonna be able to show me something. All right, so I'm about to hop off of here because I need to do the video for today. So I want you guys to be great, be amazing, because you are, right? I love telling you guys you are great, right? I love being able to encourage other fellas, being able to lift up other fellas. And do me a favor and tell somebody that you care about, that you you appreciate. One, that you appreciate them, and 2, speak to the greatness. Whether it is just telling them that they're great or speaking to something specific that they're great about. Man, I can't tell you how much we need affirmations from our fellow brothers, from our fellow kings, as we strive to find our own kingdom. And that's a powerful thing, and we should all tie ourselves to that, right, above all. You're a bit of a pessimist, so I'm hard to impress. I'm impressive, boy, man. You better listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to send you that check, Bertram. I appreciate you. Yeah, but like I said, that means a lot for real. Willie, man, I appreciate that. Like, you guys don't know, I thrive and gain so much energy after talking to you guys. For me, community conversation is vitally important, because I not only get the presence and the consciousness and the knowledge and the creativity from you as men. If I'm having conversations with women, Master Yip, I appreciate you. I feel like, Master Yip, do you know Kung Fu? I feel like you know Kung Fu. Because every time I see your name, it always makes me think of Ip. I know you've seen that movie, Master Yip. I know you have. Ip, the martial arts master. So it makes me think you know all types of karate and kung fu, martial arts. I just don't know. Anywho, so yeah, but you guys give me that energy. Women give me a different type of energy, and not on a sexual space, but on a different plane. They create so many dynamics for me as well. But it's just generally being around people, around creatives, around these like experts. And I know that you guys are experts in your own space, so I hope that you are sharing that with the world as you tie yourself to understanding more of who you are and what you want to represent. All I want to do is give you some things to think about you. When did you email me, Bertram? I hope if it was today, then I'll check it out. If it wasn't, please resend it because I probably didn't get it. And I apologize. I just get a whole lot of email and junk mail recently. I'm trying to clean up my email, so I apologize for that. But if you send it today, I'll check it. If not, please resend it, and I'll be looking for that today. Outside of that, guys, I'm gonna hop off of here because I've been on here with 30 minutes. So y'all been rocking with me the whole time. Man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all, Handicap Visions. I couldn't think of your name for shit. That's who I was talking about. My man, charge it to my mind, not my heart. Damn it, man. Woo. I'm glad I got that off. Okay, so now that I've gotten off for you guys, outside of that, be great today. It is Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. It is still cold as shit here, and I don't know what is going on with Atlanta, but we need to get this fixed. I was down for, I know courage. I know judo. You don't know if I got a knife. You don't know if I got a gun. You don't know what I got. Okay. So listen, I'm about to get up out of here. All right, Bertram. Yeah, please resend. I apologize. And I will make sure I correspond with you and check out your page. That's what it is. I'm just saying, Master Yip, you gotta go see Ip. Ip Master. I think it's called Ip Master. It's a dope kung fu movie though. I like kung fu movies. Anywho, I'm gonna get up out of here because I'm rambling now. But just know that you guys are great. Continue to be the kings that you are. Continue to show up in style. Tie yourself to your authenticity and your sincerity, and above all, don't ever forget that dress. Ip Man, see, you knew what it was. That dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind. So you should always dress to express. Saturday, be here so that we can have these conversations. See, this is what we should be having conversations about. So Saturday, Q&A, please make sure that you bring your Q&As. Be on Instagram Live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a good one. You're not going to want to miss it. That's all I'm saying. And I will holler at you guys later. Peace.